Hi, my name is Soloman Saul, and I'm an Arlington resident. One of the issues is that TandemNSI, I think, is hoping to bridge. I think it's from what I've been seeing in the meetings, is that often entrepreneurs are very smart and can tell you about their product or what they're doing, but they don't know how to approach the government labs. They don't know how to get funding, and the other thing they don't know how to do is how to talk to bankers or people because bankers often, or VCs, want to know how they're going to get the return on investment. And entrepreneurs usually are so into their science or into their that sometimes there's a gap there. And I think what Jonathan and Jennifer and I think the TandemNSI is basically doing is bridging that gap. And I think that's an amazing need for that. And I think that will enable a lot more companies to be able to start and know where to go, whom to talk to, whom to approach. All of these things are key, because if you don't know whom to approach, you're like walking around in a fog with these great ideas, but you don't know where to go. I think one of the things was nice to see was that some of those entrepreneurs up there and VCs, talked about the struggles they've had, because they themselves have started some new companies or joined new companies, and they are managing the new companies, and they basically tell you very openly, yeah, we had that problem too. We had to hire somebody specifically to be able to handle that because I'm not an expert at it. See, a lot of entrepreneurs, to be a good entrepreneur as well as a founder of a company, you need to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, and so to bring the right people in around you and bring the right advisors. And just like if you have a legal problem, you go to a lawyer. Okay, you don't try to become your own lawyer. The same thing with an entrepreneur. And I think listening to people who've been there, who've done it, at different stages, different sizes of companies, is very important, because that enables you to plan accordingly. Because one of the biggest problems that I always say in any process in life, but especially starting a company, is failing to plan, is planning to fail. And that's a common saying that's often used in business schools. It's not, I didn't make it up, but I think it's a very important part of starting a company. Don't just go out there and do something, because that is often the kind of perception in Silicon Valley. You just go out and do it, and the VCs are just looking for people to invest, so they'll come to you. No, here they want you to do your homework and make sure you do. And I think that's a better way to vet a company and to vet whom you're talking to. We have the talent, we have the good schools around here, whether it's from Virginia Tech and all the other schools. We have good schools, good research capabilities here, and I think what happens is somebody like Tandem comes in and helps those entrepreneurs to bring the funding and the other things together, and so people meet and talk to each other. What that enables people to do is know where to go when they need something. The other thing is that you have much more loyalty here. In Silicon Valley, people just walk across the street because they think they can get a job, and often they do. Okay, and when you are trying to build something so that you seriously need a team of people, you can't have a team that's constantly leaving. Okay, people have to feel feel part of a team. It shouldn't be just dollar based. How much am I going to get this week? Because eventually dollar based, yes, you may get a few dollars more, but when you're part of a team that's starting something or building something from scratch, there is something to be said about being loyal, and the loyalty works both ways, because people the people in that team will be loyal to you too. So I think that's key, and I think more and more companies, with all the incentives that are being offered, and since TandemNSI is a joint venture with Arlington Economic Development Board, I think some of that funding and the finding space and finding areas where they can locate and stuff like that is going to happen, and I think that we're on the right track in that sense. Silicon Valley was started by Hewlett Packard, by those two guys who started HP, and that was 60 years ago. So do we want to? The question is also, do we want to really emulate exactly what Silicon Valley does. We should actually learn from their mistakes, and this is the great chance that we have to do it by learning from their mistakes. We are today listening to some of the entrepreneurs and VCs that were from Silicon Valley. Jonathan himself is from Silicon Valley originally, and he was a venture capitalist there. And I think people like him and other people can bring their experience and to learn from the mistakes so that we don't make them here, and we can actually make it a much more vibrant and more successful tech community around here.